Hi everyone, Melissa here. Today I'm doing another Valentine's Day set. This one is actually going to be a Manny twin set with my good friend Fantasia. Some of you might know her better as Tasia Nailed It on Instagram. If you've not seen her work, her nails are absolutely gorgeous. I will link her page below so you can go and check her out and see her version of this. But we had this inspiration, so the inspiration is right here, and we are kind of doing our own little take on it. And I think we're both doing it in kind of different ways as far as the execution, but I'm really excited for this design and to have a twin Manny with her. So what I'm going to be using today for the heart nail, I'm going to be using Double Dip's Perfect. This is a great, very opaque white. It gives really good coverage in one dip, so I'm either going to do one or two, I'm not quite sure. I'll be using Double Dip's Crimson Vixen as well. This is just a really nice red. And then Tornado, which is a gorgeous red foil, and I'll show you my favorite way to apply foils like this, the easiest way I have found. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. As always, recently, the way I've been doing it is I have my builder gel down. I've done a layer of no wipe gel top coat and then 2 layers of peel base over the top so I can just pop the dip off, clean it up, and go with the next Manny. So I'm all set here. I'm going to go ahead and start dipping out my main colors. So I'm going to do Crimson Vixen on these two, and then I will be dipping Tornado on these two. But I'm actually going to dip Crimson Vixen on all of them. I'm going to do 2 dips of Crimson Vixen as the base for my Tornado nails. This makes the application of this color so much easier. So I'll go ahead and get my Crimson Vixen put out on the nails, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, now I have my solid red down. I've done 2 dips on each of these and 4 on each of these. So now I'm gonna get my Tornado. I'm gonna do 1 dip of Tornado on top of the red on each of these nails. This is gonna make the foil a lot easier to work with. Not that it's difficult to work with, but it can get a little bit thick if you do a lot, and using a corresponding color underneath makes it a lot easier, and you can't even really tell. We're just gonna run a little dotting tool or something, toothpick, orange stick, whatever you have, around the cuticle to break off any foil that has overflown onto the cuticle. We're gonna press down. Okay, now I've had this jar of Tornado for a very long time, and my foil pieces are pretty small on it. Newer jars might have larger pieces that might be a little more difficult to work with, but it either way, it's still not going to be much of a pain at all if you do it this way. So I'm just going to brush off a little excess. I don't want to brush too much because I want that foil on there. And then I'm going to do a layer of base and pour some clear over both nails. Okay, now we're going to get to our negative space heart nail. So the way I'm going to do this today is going to be with dip base, because it gives me the most time to work with it, and I will be freehanding this because I don't have any heart stickers or decals or anything like that. I know that Fantasia does it by putting a heart decal down, and then she will put I believe she uses gel base usually as well. She'll put that down, she'll pour the color over, cure, I don't know, may cure a little bit and then pull the sticker up, and that leaves the negative space. But I don't have that, so I'm going to be doing it this way. Put just a drop of gel base down. I'm just putting it in the scooper end of my cuticle pusher here. And I'm going to be using one of my Beetles gel polish brushes for this. I'm going to mix, I'm actually going to put just the tiniest bit of Perfect into this just so that I can color it a bit so that I can see where I'm painting it on the nail to get the shape. It's the only reason I'm doing that. And then when you are applying this to your nail, you want to have a shiny surface on here because we are going to be manipulating it a little bit before curing just to clean up the shape. So here my shiny surface is my peel base. If you don't have that, you just have your natural nail, you can always do a layer of dip base coat and let that dry so you have a shiny surface, and that'll give you a good workspace. So I'm going to grab some of this and just draw the outline of a heart on the nail. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I do want it to be kind of large. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to clean up the shape after we pour the dip powder on. Okay, once you have just the outline of the heart there, you can start to fill in the rest of the nail. I'm gonna go around the cuticle with this, but you can use just the gel base brush for the actual bottle to fill it in if that's easier for you. Okay, once you're satisfied that you have the rest of the space on your nail covered, other than that negative space portion of the heart, you can just pour the color over. And we're just going to tap off the excess. Okay, so you can see the shape there. There is pigment just kind of stuck in there, but it will come off. And I'm going to take my little dotting tool and just kind of outline the shape here to make sure that it is straight and clean and just what I want it to be before I cure it and set that heart in place. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 30-second cure. Looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and do another coat of the base. I'm gonna go ahead and do just trace the base over this entire portion where the white is and pour over and just do one more layer of that to make sure it's nice and opaque. Okay, so this next part, I'm going to be doing a couple dips of clear over the top of the heart design. I'm gonna use a different base coat than I used for the foil because the red did transfer a little from the foil onto the brush and I don't want to contaminate this and turn it red. So I'm just going to do a couple quick dips of clear over this. Then we will activate it and file. In fact, I'm going to activate all of the nails and go ahead and file everything. Okay, once you have everything all filed up, you can, how I am going to do this is I'm going to do a layer of a no wipe matte gel top coat. So I'm going to be doing my 3D gel design over the top of that. So I'm just going to put on a nice thin layer. Make sure that the nail is nice and smooth before you apply the matte, that there are no little chunks of things or hairs or anything in the layer you apply, and that you watch it kind of self-level before curing. Okay, we're just going to pop that in, cure it for 60. Okay, once that is nice and cured up, we're going to use the Gelish Art Form Gel 2D in white, and I'm going to be using this to do the 3D design on the nail. So I'm just going to draw kind of a little outline of the heart with this to start. All right, once you're happy with that outline, cure it. I'm gonna cure this for, I don't know, 15 to 30 seconds. I just kind of want to set it in place. That way, if I hit it while I'm doing more of the design on the nail, I don't mess it up. I'm gonna be doing this frequently throughout the design on this nail. Okay, so now we're just gonna be doing little spiral designs. And again, I'll probably be curing once I've completed each kind of spiral, just to make sure that everything stays where I want it to. Also, that way if I mess up a part, I can wipe it off and I don't end up wiping off something that I was happy with. So I'm gonna start up here. There's no real rhyme or reason to this. If you decide you want a spiral to stop, make it stop and start another one. It's kind of like when I was in high school and I was supposed to be taking notes in class, I would just sit and draw spirals like this, and I'd fill up an entire page with different kinds of mindless spirals. This is what this brings back for me. Kind of relaxing, but it's just a little tedious when you're doing it with gel and a brush. Okay, I have the top part of this done. I'm gonna go ahead and cure that to get all of that set in place. All right, now I'm gonna come down here, start on the bottom. All right, once you have all of it filled in on all sides, then just give it a final 60-second cure to really set that in place. All right, now I'm going to activate and top coat the rest of these nails. Okay, and then finally, I actually think I want that heart in the center to be shiny. So I'm gonna get some of my no wipe top here and a little brush, and I'm just going to paint the no wipe top coat into that center heart portion of the nail. And we'll see how that looks. And then I'm gonna cure that for 60 seconds. And I do love the shiny heart, so that's perfect. But there we are with our finished product. Beautiful Valentine's Day mani. I like this a lot. I really appreciate Fantasia coming to me with this idea to do this mani twin. She did a fantastic job. I can't wait for y'all to see how she did hers too. But thank you as always for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.